It's not no military secret of the color of my skin or where I'm from. The climate where the neighborhoods where I live in have been mostly impacted by climate change. If you could see where we're sitting at, you could basically see the buildings behind me have all played a part into the air that we breathe in, which has been violent to the community that I'm choosing to serve for and the community that I live in. The sewage in my neighborhood is really foul. We don't know what it's going to do for. We don't know what it's going to do. The consequences, what it's going to do for us in 10 years. We don't know the consequences of what we're breathing in. But what I do know is that the smells are very foul, and they smells like, I don't know, almost poop, right? And imagine breathing it in every day. We don't know what that's going to do to us. And also, not just that, not just our sewage in this particular neighborhood, but we also have more than one factory. We don't know what that factory is producing. We don't know what chemicals it's actually breathing out that is causing us long term defects. But we do know that cancer is high rated. We don't know where cancer derives from, but we do know that polluted air can cause cancer.
Coming from any part of town that is not my side of town, the west end side of town. By the way, I love the west end side of town. It's where I grew up at. It's just, it feels unhealthy. The smell is foul. I'm sure there's a plant somewhere further down in the west end that I think it's a water plant, and I think they filter the water, filtrate the water, and things like that. And for many people who know, they have to literally, clean the water out first. They have to get rid of all the bigger debris, and then they have to oxidize the water. They have to add oxygen to the water to allow the smaller sediments to separate from the water. And then once that stuff builds up, it they allow it to build up strongly, and then they burn the carbon, the after carbon. I'm not sure of what other ways that they can do it, but they have to burn it. And we all know that carbon, is one less thing we need in the air.
They know that the shit that they over there creating is making the people around them sick, but they're not even trying to figure out ways to make it better. They over there hounding them people because their houses are turning black from the stuff that they producing. They're not even thinking about the health issues that it's going to cause in 10 years, 15 years, right? They're only thinking about wealth, money, and they're not even making it better for people to live in the community that they live in. Because they don't care. They don't.
It's very costly, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you want your home to look nice because you done bought it and you work hard for it. You really want your house to look nice, you know what I'm saying? You know, I know we don't live in a Hampton or where nothing like that, but we still people with pride who like to what they own look nice, just like anybody else owns something. They want to look nice, especially if you work hard for it. And so that's the problem I have with this part of the factory down the street and in our neighborhood of the pollution in the air and the damages that it does to the house. And I feel like by us being in the West End and I don't want to call it no race card, it could be even a white person living because it is white people that live in our area. It still affect them too. Our homes is not looked as other people homes. As I say, they might live farther out in an upscale neighborhood. No matter what neighborhood you live in, you should be able to have the same quality of than anybody who live in an upscale neighborhood. I don't think we should be looked down but lower and get throw like scraps from a table like you do to a dog, because the simple reason we don't live in a 200,000 or 500,000 home, and we can afford $170,000 home, still paying a mortgage. But we still paying and we still working, and we working until we get 70 and 80 years old to make sure we have a home for ourselves and for our kids.
Only in the United States will you see random warehouses and then 2 blocks over people live there. Only in the United States. Only in the United States will you see that in rural areas. Will you see where two things where you would see where businesses have built up and then left the whole neighborhood destitute, which was valid in the first place, and then you will see another company in the neighborhood built up and they got all types of chemicals that we don't even know what we're breathing in, and then they don't even clean up the neighborhood around them. That's only in America. You won't see that in no other country.
I don't approve of it. I don't approve of it, not just for myself, but for my elders. I'm pretty sure, I don't know the statistics, but I'm pretty sure that many people, pass due to bad air quality. It's not something that should be accepted. I feel like with as much technology and as much money that's being invested around the world, that they can take a little bit more of that and invest it into better solutions to purify air down here.
They've been trying for so many years. Do I think there is hope? Yes, I do, because if you give up hope, you lose everything. So it's one thing we have to hold on to, is hope in our faith. So, because we came a mighty long way already. So somebody will be there that really care, who will have it now. It just in a matter of time when.